Damn, I look good.
You're going to say that you look good not once but twice, but then you're going to look at her with her hair and her makeup and her beautiful dress and say you look alright.
Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How you all doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is a wedding video that has gone viral and has gotten everybody talking. People are talking. This video has gone viral and people can't get enough of it. People are talking about it. So this is a video of a man giving a toast at his wedding, and it was his toast. We know we've seen 1,000 of these men humiliating their newly wedded wife on their wedding day, and this is one of them. This man was standing giving vote of thanks to for the people that came for their wedding and all that. And this man went ahead to talk and hype what he looks like, oh, I'm looking good, but you, which is the bride, you look alright, and went ahead to thank all his friends and all that. And I know some people will say, oh, that's the man's speech, where is the woman's speech? Yeah, the woman also gave her own speech, and you could clearly see her body language while he was giving his own speech, how she felt, and then she gave her own speech, and also didn't mention anything about their union and the life they are building together, which for me, I'm just like, okay. But anyway, guys, let's go check out this video, people's thoughts on this, and then we'll come back and talk more.
Damn, I look good. Tonight we are here to celebrate us, and I look good. Yeah, all right. Long story short, we just we appreciate everyone that came out tonight. We appreciate you guys for allowing this union to be here, and we love everyone in here. Sean, I've known you for 30 years. I love you, bro. Badu, known you for 30 years too. I'm half Haitian because of you. All right. I love you too. I got a bunch of other boys in here. I love y'all like brothers. All right. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, great, thank you. All right, great, thank you. Thank you, every single person, for coming. We really, really appreciate it. Anyone who's planned a wedding knows how easy it is to plan it. And I want to thank all of you guys for RSVPing so early, because that didn't piss me off. And I want to thank all of you guys for actually showing up, because showing up is really something that's really important to me. So I really appreciate all of you guys for showing up. Everyone who's in here is somebody that we really love, so we really wanted you guys to be here. I also want to do a special shout out to my country, Haiti, because I wouldn't be this cute if it wasn't for Haiti. But also, I like to say that I am a Nigerian of Haitian descent.
Okay.
So I'd like to thank Nigeria, because Nigeria ate with this dress. Nigeria really ate with this dress and with my veil. They're the reason why I look so cute. And also to the country of China for making a lot of things great for our suppliers. So once again, thank you every single person for showing up. We really, really love you guys. I'm trying to talk to all of y'all. I don't know if I can, but if I don't get a chance to see you, just know that I love you, I appreciate you, and we all wanted you to be here. So thank you for coming.
All right, let's give it up.
So you mean to tell me you get up at our wedding and start your speech with, I look good, I look good, never once saying that I looked good or that I was beautiful? Then you start thanking your boys and saying you love your boys, but you don't say you love me? Yeah. I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm sorry. No. And I've been in a situation like that. Man got up there and gave a whole speech around his birthday, around a party I planned for him to thank everybody in the room. I mean, everybody, calling people out. I'm standing right in front of you, and you don't thank me? Yeah, no, I'm good. You to show me who you are.
I look good. Tonight we are here to celebrate us, and I look good. You all right? Long story short, we just... Oh. Sean, I've known you for 30 years. I love you, bro. Badu, known you for 30 years, too. I love you, too. That's all I'm going to say.
This man is so interested in looking cool in front of his friends that he doesn't mind sacrificing his new bride to do so. You're going to say that you look good not once but twice, but then you're going to look at her with her hair and her makeup and her beautiful dress and say you look alright. Then you're going to take the time to shout each of them out. But we have no words for the bride? And then when you thought she was about to take the microphone from you, you snatch it away from you like, don't you dare embarrass me in front of my homeboys. It's the same thing with the cake smashing and the same thing with the embarrassing vows. It's all about performing for the audience of men in the crowd. I'm not a simp for marrying her because look how I talk to her. I'm not a simp for marrying her because look how I treat her. Like, it's always about the men in the crowd. That's why they do it. You don't have to be the groom that's moved to tears and bawling his eyes out watching his new bride come down the aisle with her father. But who you also don't have to be is the kind of groom that's too cool to tell everybody that he thinks his wife is beautiful on her wedding day after knowing how much time, effort, and money she put into doing so. You also don't have to be the groom that shouts out his best friends in his toast but doesn't mention his own wife once.
I look good. Tonight we are here to celebrate us. And I look good. You all right? Sean, I've known you for 30 years. I love you, bro. Badu, known you for 30 years, too. I'm half Haitian because of you. All right? I love you, too. I got a bunch of other boys in here. I love y'all like brothers. All right?
And just like that, I would have snatched that mic from that man's hand and told everybody they was invited to my divorce party, because what the fuck? It's almost as if he forgot that he was marrying the person that was standing right next to him, whose hand he was holding. To get up at your wedding reception and start off a speech with, I look good, and look at your wife, the person you just married, and tell them that they look alright, is insane. I didn't find it funny nor cute. What she needs to do is look into them two men that he acknowledged in the crowd, because he's probably in a secret relationship with one of them. There's definitely sugar in that tank. There's no way. You cannot sit here and tell me that that marriage is rooted in love. It gives they thought their time was taken, that they saw everybody else getting married, so they settled for whatever bullshit relationship that is. Sometimes being alone is the better option. I give them 6 months. And that's being generous. That whole interaction just proves that men do love their homeboys more than they love their wives and girlfriends. Tell me I'm wrong.
I look good. Tonight we are here to celebrate us. And I look good. You all right?
So I watched their wedding speech, her speech and his speech. His speech went first, and y'all can hear him say several times how good he looked. Now this beautiful, melanated, fine, sexy, gorgeous bride with a custom gown from Nigeria is standing next to him. He just married her and gonna tell her she look alright? Like, what type of men are y'all with? Like, real shit. Like, what type of men, like, literally? And then her part of her speech, they was thinking, if she was, I don't know, she was thinking China, she was thinking Nigeria, she was thinking the people for RSVP. They not once said nothing about the love that they share for one another, the love that they share with the people that's in a room with them. Like, they literally, their speech, y'all, was like, why y'all getting married? Like, this gotta be 90 Day Fiance or something. Like, y'all don't know nothing about each other, because in his speech he's telling people how much he loves his brothers and this and that, and it's like, why? Like, this literally the type of men y'all out here marrying? Baby, I thank God me and my husband met over 20 some odd years ago, because the type of niggas that's out here, bitch, I'll be single till I'm dead.
So if you haven't seen this video of this couple's wedding reception speech, it's definitely worth listening to. It really, really is. Yeah. I just want to say this. Okay, there's just one thing that I'm like itching to say. if I ever stand next to a man who compliments himself, okay, which, not paraphrasing, he says, I look good. Okay, all right. Then looks at his now wife and says, you look aight. Yeah. Yeah. And so my mind begins to wonder, right? Like, this, he don't just talk like this because it's their wedding reception. Like, I get it. You're trying to be cute. You're trying to be funny. You're really not funny. But you can't just, like, this didn't just all of a sudden happen. And I can tell because of her eye rolling. Like, when he says something, she, like, rolls her eyes like, yeah. And then she tried to take the mic from him. She did. Because it was like, you was talking too much. And he snatched it back. And she's like, we can't hear you. All right. Yeah. Okay. Because when I tell you, that'd be the last speech you'd be giving standing next to me. Yeah. Yeah. Because see, what we not gonna do is that. Ladies. Ladies. Like, it never gave. Never gave. Mind you, she's beautiful, by the way. In case I don't know who you're looking at. But
Because I remember our first date, you walked through the door, and I was like, damn. She aight. I was like, she's super thick.
Another shut up ring turned humiliation ritual. Now, the thing is, whatever a man says about you is really a projection of how he feels about himself. He keeps repeating, damn, she was just all right. No, she was super thick, which is a dig on her weight. Look at this man. He can't even button the tuxedo jacket. And he looks like he's in his 12th trimester. Like, clearly he has a problem with his own weight and he's projecting it onto her. I mean, just check out what he says at the reception.
I look good. Tonight we are here to celebrate us. And I look good. Yeah, aight.
Whenever someone has to say something over and over, they're clearly insecure about it. He doesn't think he looks good. He's embarrassed about how he looks on his wedding day. He clearly has a problem with how he looks, and he's projecting his stuff onto her. These men will put you down to make themselves feel like the prize and look like the prize. Oh, if I say it often enough, it's true. She looks great. She's a beautiful bride on her wedding day, and he looks like that. But this goes back to what I'm telling you all the time. Men seek women for a sense of identity. They use the women they're in relationship with to give them identity. If he was with who he thought was a 10 out of 10, he could ignore his reflection in the mirror. See, men think your beauty transmutes them. That if he was with Kelly Rowland or Justine Skye or whoever, because he'll be perceived as a big baller, it will make him more attractive than he actually is. See, men want to use you rather than doing work on themselves because, sir, who's stopping you from hitting the treadmill? And he's taking his self-hatred out on you. And that goes back to what I said about the earlier video. This is why you should never be with a man who's not attracted to you right off the bat. Men are incapable of growing in love. They're incapable of growing in attraction. And it's because they claim they're visual or whatever. It's because they don't see women who they aren't attracted to as human. Like, men are actively cruel to women they are unattracted to. And that's because 9 times out of 10, that woman reminds them of some characteristic they don't like in themselves. So it's just a way for them to channel their self-hatred onto someone else. And they are cruel and violent towards women who they find unattractive. So forget love. They'll never even see you as a person if they don't want to hit as soon as they meet you. And it's going to end up like this if you're lucky. it's going to end up in humiliation ritual. If you're not so lucky, it's going to end up with you being unalived. This is why I do this work. Women need to realize how dangerous these men are, because they're not going to leave you alone on their own. You're saying, well, why are they sticking around? Why are they hanging out if they're not attracted to you? It's for the labor. I'm sure this woman has something on the ball. She probably has a good job, money, education, background, and he wants all those benefits. Plus, the part the men never want to admit is they can't get their dream girl. They can't afford her, and even if they could, women have standards too, and they can't off pure looks get the women that they're attracted to. So not only is the woman they settle for a convenience financially and a good target for their rage, she works as a sort of mental blocking mechanism. They marry this woman, they propose to this woman, they chase the relationship because in their minds, she becomes the reason that they're not with Sydney Sweeney or whoever. Oh yeah, she made me be in this relationship, and if I weren't married to her, I could have had my dream girl. Conveniently forgetting that they were single before this woman came along. If she hadn't settled for him, he would still be alone, probably broke, miserable, unable to move to the next stage of life. So they want you for all the benefits so that he can sit up in the man cave of the house that you've provided, driving the car he couldn't have afforded without your help, and say, man, if it weren't for her, it'd be a beautiful life. And they get into these relationships to use your resources to attract the women they could never afford on their own. You're like, why get into a marriage? Why get into a relationship if you're just going to cheat? Because he couldn't afford to cheat without you. Women spend 90% of their paycheck on the house, and men only spend 35%. And honestly, with black women, it's probably even more exacerbated because we're far more educated. And a lot of times y'all are reaching down to this gutter riffraff with no education and no money. He's calling you big money and giving you that hug from behind while you're paying for everything. And he's using his savings or your money from your joint account to spend on all the women he could never afford. And you're thinking he doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't have to be a real woman. It could be a paper woman, corn, it could be a digital woman, cam girls or OF, anything like that. How many women go and look at the transactions and they're like, oh my God, he's spending hundreds, he's spending thousands on these women he can't even touch because in real life, he can't get so much as a sniff of them. But he's still paying for the fantasy that he could be in their orbit. And meanwhile, he's mistreating you in real life. Like the girl I talked about last week, the whole Valentine's Day drama, her boyfriend's birthday, was on Valentine's Day and he claimed, oh, I've never been celebrated. She breaks her neck to give him a great celebration and then puts on the, lingerie afterwards. And he's sitting there scrolling girls in lingerie on his phone while she, a real girl, sits next to him getting no attention, no appreciation, no gifts, no happy Valentine's Day. That's what they do. They enter relationships to establish a hierarchy that they're on top of because they're losers in real life. That guy was a loser without a real job, without any real hobbies or interests or friends. And so you enter a relationship to feel like you're the superior of someone. And that's what a lot of these loser guys will do. Stop falling for it. It's not love, it's enmeshment. Because I know you can't be happy in these situations, and I know she's miserable. Here it is, supposed to be one of the happiest days of your life. Look at this beautiful flower arch she's probably provided. Gorgeous wedding dress, beautiful venue, and here you are in front of all your friends and family getting humiliated rather than being loved and adored. Don't settle. You deserve a lot more than this. But you have to start viewing being by yourself as something good as well. A lot of women think, oh, I'd rather be in a toxic relationship. Like, no, you have to love yourself. Only when you value your own company will you be able to get into a good relationship because it'll be an addition and not the whole pie. Viewing being alone as substandard is how you end up in these relationships. And this is in front of an audience. Imagine how miserable the day-to-day relationship has to be if he felt this comfortable mistreating her in front of a crowd. He thrived off of every time the crowd laughed at her. Laughed. He's not laughing with you. He's laughing at you, and he's gotten everybody else to do the same on what's supposed to be this happy day that centers you. He's jealous. That's the other thing. Men know that women have inherent value. And like I said, she's probably more accomplished than him. She's probably bringing all this stuff to the table. And he's jealous of all that she has going. And he tries to attach himself to her star so he can get the benefits. But he's also angry and wants to see her brought low, which is why he was mocking her at the altar and at the reception. This is the love we're supposedly missing out on, ladies. There's absolutely no reason in the year of our Lord 2025 to be with an XY unless he's adding exponentially to your life. All this man is adding to her life is suffering. And like I said, she's still blessed because it's just words right now. But this anger that's really self-loathing turned outward from men will turn violent in a second, because they begin to fantasize all that's between them and a beautiful life is you. They want all the things you bring, all of your resources, without you being present, and that can turn into a murderous rage. Like the guy up there in Baltimore who claimed that his wife had been unalived by a homeless person she rolled down the window to give change to, and really it was him and the stepdaughter conniving to take this woman out and enjoy on her dime the beautiful life that she had created. But she had married significantly down. She was a highly educated woman with plenty of money, and he wanted all those resources without her in the picture. And even though they were caught and brought to justice eventually, she's still gone. Her family, her child can never get her back. But she began to think, oh, I'm getting older. Oh, I'm past 40. Oh, I have to settle. Don't believe the lies. If you're an older woman, first of all, you're in a more eligible way to marry up rather than anything else, because you are more educated, you have more life experience. How many women in their 40s, 50s, and beyond have married very well for the first time? Melody Hobson, Dr. Moyo, Gwen Norton, all married billionaires, older black women who married billionaires, 40s, 50s, and beyond. You're either going to marry very well or you're going to marry very poorly. You're going to marry disadvantageously. Mary J. Blige, Jill Scott, Marsha Ambrosius. So choose ye this day. Are you going to wait for an actual match that suits all that you have to offer? Or are you going to be lonely, desperate, believe the negative, false tale you've been fed about how you're going to be alone forever, you're going to be a Catwoman, and just leap at the first thing that presents itself and end up in a miserable situation like this? The choice is yours. Like and follow for more.
I always love Regina takes. I love everybody takes, but Regina always just really put things in a different perspective. Love her, love her, love her. Please go down in the comment section and share your thought. Love to know what you think about this conversation, this story down in the comment section. But as always, keep it respectful. You're on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a very respectful way. We're just here to have conversation, okay? So, like, I'm not surprised by this, and maybe that's why there was not a lot of reaction from me about the video, original video. And that's because this is something we've seen repeatedly over and over and over again. And clearly you can tell, like, these two, they are not really into each other like this. And I know some women will say, oh, that's how we kiki kaka and all that. See, the tiniest details is in the way you people talk, the way you people address yourself, the way you respect yourself. The fact that he was talking about how good he is. Oh, I'm looking fly. Okay, you are right. Like, what on earth do you think that was the right place for you to do this? And like Regina said, like, a lot of times we as women, we don't realize that we are pouring way more into these men than we are getting of them. But because society has told us and give us the dululu that it's almost like we're winning a prize getting a man, a lot of us don't mind, and we kind of ignore a lot of the red flags. A lot of the signs we've seen are like, this thing makes me feel uncomfortable. I really don't like it. But most of the time we overlook it, and sometimes it usually end up really, really deadly or really nasty, that this man will just intentionally just don't like you. And we've established here on this channel where some men really don't, they don't even F around with your wife. They don't like their wife. They don't want her. It is what it is. And I am not saying that you can have a good relationship, mind you, but I'm saying that most of the relationship out there is that it's very toxic. It's very me, what I can get out of it and all that. And a lot of time we ignore it. And in the process of we ignore it, we find ourselves in a place where we get hurt, we get unalive, we get mistreated. And most of the time we stay in it even though we're getting all this out of it. And my heart, that lady, obviously she's gorgeous, and I can clearly see that she's like in a she looks 30s, 40s. I don't, let me not call her age, but I have seen firsthand on how a lot of women in that age range are so desperate to beg a man to get married and all that, but forgetting that what come like after the whole wedding, after the reality is going to hit. Is this somebody that you want to spend your life with? Because clearly you can tell that she is irritated, she's over it, because she's literally rolling her eyes while he was talking, like, okay, okay. She's rolling her eyes. And what the truth is that the fact that that is how you feel on your wedding day towards the man you claim you love and want to spend the rest of your life with, that is a huge red flag that you are going ahead with this marriage. Same thing with the man, the fact that this man is choosing to hype himself up and talk you down and talk more about his friends than actually the relationship both of you share and the beautiful life you are about to build. That really speaks a lot. And for women, like I've always said, like Regina said, like most of the time when you are in that desperate space where you don't love yourself, when you don't know yourself, you settle for just anything. You, because you're so desperate, and a lot of the time these men, they know when you are desperate. Honestly, they know when you are. And this is why here on this channel we keep telling women, we keep preaching. In fact, that's the gospel we preach, is that do the work, heal yourself, and know who you are, what you are. Be content in your own solitude. Be content in your own standard. You know exactly what you want, what you deserve, and stick still to it. Don't bend it for anybody, because the truth is that if he doesn't deliver what you want, you are going to be the one in that miserable life. And there's nothing wrong with you having a standard. It's better you are single than be with somebody that treats you like that treats you like trash, somebody that does not value you, somebody that does not love you. And I'm not saying there are no good men out there, but when you are so desperate, you will settle for just anything. And the truth is that there's more bumps out there than reasonable men. So when you're so desperate, the probability of you picking and settling with one of the bump is way higher than you settling down for what you really want and really deserve. And for me, I usually say, like, it differs from people to people what you really want. Like, what I want out of relationship, what I want out of marriage is totally different from what you want. But stay true to yourself, stay true to who you are and what genuinely makes you happy and what really elevates you and make you be a better version of yourself than to settle for just anything. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, guys, please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this story down in the comment section. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see. And that'll be you supporting this channel and this guy. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.